Welcome to 14 Days of Love Immersion.
Woohoo!
We are super excited to be here with you, and we're even more grateful that you have decided to be here with us over these next 14 days.
Indeed.
And we thought that, there's so much love energy that's kind of bubbling through the airwaves. We're leading up to Valentine's Day, which always amplifies the conversation and the feeling and the emotions around love or lack thereof. And I personally, because my birthday is on Valentine's Day, I personally would love for you to have a fabulous February 14th this year. Not one where you're like, Valentine's Day, but more like, love day, And also there's a lot of love that we've been experiencing. We got a lot of love brewing here.
In the belly.
And there's a lot of love that's been flowing between us, and we just thought it would be a fabulous opportunity for us to be able to share this with you, our community. And for those of you who are new to the community, my name is Tara Antler.
And I'm King Gabriel.
And we are super excited that you have chosen to be here. And, we're going to have a lot of fun over the next 14 days.
Indeed.
Please pay attention to your inbox, because over the next 14 days, every single day, you are going to receive a new practice. So it could be a love practice. It might be a meditation.
A form of inspiration.
Yeah. And every day we're going to bring something fresh, something new to really amplify your heart and expand love so that you feel awesome every single day for the next 14 days. And keep going.
And forward.
Sometimes the baby brain, I forget certain words, so this happens a little bit right now.
There. Wonderful.
So I'm going to turn it over to you to give a little, insight as to this thing we call love.
Sweet. So, I'm King Gabriel, by the way, and such a pleasure to be in this conversation with you. Love itself, we all have preconceived notions as to what love is. We grow up, we experience certain things, we feel certain emotions, and we call them love. There's that song, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. And all that stuff, right? We get into that, you're like, okay, well, love has some element of hurt in it and all that stuff. But really, love itself is a pure feeling, and or pure emotion for that matter. Sometimes it's an emotion, but there's also more to it, and we want to deal with the more to it. That's the part we want to deal with here. What we're speaking about is this, and this is the definition we're going to use for love as we go forward, so pay close attention with me here. Love, as we see it, is the binding force between all things, sort of like gravity. It's the string that strings all things together beautiful, keeps them in place, and keeps them together. So a family, there's love between a family, so there's closeness between that family. The baby, Tara, myself, one because of love, because of relationship, because of closeness. So that is the definition we'll be using of love throughout this. And of course there will be minor variations here and there, but it'll all lead back to that same place. Yeah.
And, and we don't want to dismiss the other types of love. It's not that there's any right or wrong or perfect definition for love, because there are days that we want to feel that ooey gooey love. And there's times that we want to experience love in a piece of chocolate cake. And there are times that we experience love just for no reason, and I think that we really want you to get in touch with that weaving together that you're talking about, that thread, that unseen force, that fabric. That we all have available to us. Because one thing I know for sure is that when we do tap into love on a really expanded, tangible level, our heart, not just our physical heart, our heart chakra, which sits right in the center here, not to the left, not to the right, it sits right in the center, our physical and our energetic heart actually expands. And when the heart is happy, our immune system is happy, and our immune system actually increases. You actually glow. That's why when people, are in love, people will say, wow, you're glowing, you must be in love. Or, people seeing pregnancy and stuff like that, they're like, oh, you've got that baby glow. But then people who knew me prior to pregnancy were like, you've just been glowing anyways, because I think it's the energy that flows always. This just amplifies, right? The baby is just amplifying everything. And so we want you to tap into that vibration of love, which then can translate to an emotion, which could translate to thoughts, which could translate to interaction. And we want you to tap into that feeling of love so that your immune system can increase, you can feel better, you can have that love glow, regardless of if you're in a relationship or not, regardless of what's happening in your external world, you get to feel that higher sense or that inner sense of love.
Yes.
Which lets you glow.
Indeed. You know what they say, that when people are in love, they're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed? And that's exactly what it does. You know, the immune system, all the hormones being released in the right way, leads us to have like these bright, shiny eyes. We're healthy, we're vibrant, glowing, you know, and that's what takes place in love. We're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, a little happy feeling that you get. You're like a kid again, running, a little giggly, you know, and that's what it really does to us. It puts us in that zone. Sometimes, though, after going through it a few times in relationship-type love, we tend to lose that because we associate love with something different. But we're going to move through this together to find a way to make that consistent. So no matter whether you're in love with a person or by yourself and just in love, you're really going to experience that health, that vitality, that great feeling inside of being young and open to life, in a sense. That is what we're working on here together.
Exactly. I love that. That's really what it is to be able to feel that feeling all the time.
Yes.
You know, not just because it's in reference to something or someone, because we know that the world changes all the time, so those things or those someones can change as well, right? Relationships end, people pass away, people move away, you know, we change all the time. And so we want you to be able to access love in a much deeper inward level that is accessible to you and available to you all the time.
Yes.
Always there. So love that is present always.
Yes.
And I get really excited about that. And we want you to glow. You know, we want you to be healthy. We want you to be happy. And the other thing that I thought of when you were talking about it was love is also an amazing anti-ager. So, you know, it keeps you youthful, it keeps you fresh, it keeps you young, it keeps you vibrant. That's why sometimes people, they have no idea what biological age either of us are half the time, because I think we're just in that beautiful state of love, and we want you to be feeling the same thing. So I think we should move on with our activity for them for the day.
Indeed.
Yes?
Yep.
So we thought that for the activity, so that we can all start at the same place, we want you to reflect on what you've currently known of love. So think about what your current definition is of love, and then we want you to unravel it just a little bit. We want you to undo it just a little bit, or at least come to an even, nonchalant, neutral space about it.
Yes.
Yeah? And so one of the things that we'd love for you to do is, you know, if you have a journal or if you have a book that you write in, we want you to spend some time today and actually go through what maybe your old definition is of love. Write everything down that you believe about love, everything. And at first you might find that you're writing things where you're like, I love love. Love is amazing. I feel so good about love. But then as you continue that conscious stream, you might actually find that there's some other stuff deep inside your subconscious that might not be so loving about love. We want you to clean that all out. So let it come up, let it come to the surface, and then I want you to rip the page up. I don't want you to keep it. I don't want you to reread it. I don't want you to go there again. I just want you to rip it up, tear it into a million pieces, burn it if you need to, throw it in the garbage if you need to. But basically, we're going to start with a blank slate. And then from there, you want to tell the second half?
Yeah, from there, from that point where you've discarded of those old ideas of what love were, right? Or what love was, for that matter, you're going to really sink in deeply to yourself and feel into what love is in the present for you, right? In the present, right now, you're going to feel into it. You're going to think of all the connections that you see, the places that you see love displayed, how you experience love in the present, not based on your past at all, right? And generate new thoughts about this love, right? Now, you're not going to fill your mind with things that you hear in songs, right? You're not going to go look on TV for the love, right? Because the media has a way of bringing love across in specific ways that are already understood as well. So that's probably not the place you want to find the idea of love. You want to find it within yourself, right? When you generate those new ideas, you're going to take those new ideas and you're going to come back to us for your next lesson, in which we will advance and continue in instilling that in a constant state together.
And that's what we're going to do over the next 14 days, is really help you feel into what true love is, or even we're going to talk about what higher love is. And we want to give you some really fun practices that help you access that inward feeling of love. So not love based on the past, not love based on what relationships have taught you, not love based on even maybe what your parentals have taught you, but really what is that feeling deep, deep, deep within inside of yourself. So maybe you need to go outside and spend some time in nature. Maybe you need to sit in meditation or contemplation. Maybe just get into that creative field and, you know, like you were saying, drop down from that blank slate and really ask yourself the question, what does love mean to me? What does love feel like? What are the very first thoughts that come up? When I think love, what is the very first thought that comes to my mind? And what does it feel like? Can I access that? Can I drop down and see what bubbles up? And you'd be surprised at how simple it is, actually. I find the more that I do these exercises, my definition of certain concepts or words or things become more and more simple. You know, so don't be surprised if your definition, your new definition or new version of love is very simple.
And I'd like to add something to that. In your description, when you're writing out all the things that love was to you, be sure to realize that there may be things that come up to you like love is not capable of being defined. Some people have beliefs around things like that according to religious stuff, right? But for now, I'd like you to cast all those out in your writing. All of them. Just get rid of all of them and form a clean slate. And just allow yourself to really feel into, as Tara said, that space of what does love mean to me? What is love to me? You might see it in a poinsettia, a flower, a tree, something around you might resonate with you and be like, oh, love makes me feel a certain way towards that. It's like a bonding thing. It's some intangible, but you know, I kind of get a feeling from it. It's a feeling of bubbling goodness. Whatever it is that it matters to you, overflowing goodness, you know, things like that. Feel what that feels like to you really in relation to everything or just within yourself and bring that forward because that would be the purest understanding for you as the individual that you're expressing as, and that is what would really matter in this 14-day period to you.
I love it. So good. I hope that all, you know, resonates with you. If you have any questions about this practice or about this video, there is a discussion box at the bottom of this page. So feel free to type your questions. You can type in what your love, you know, your new love definition is, or what that means, or what that feels like to you. We want you to share. We want you to engage, because that's the best way for us to be able to help you move forward and to help expand what you need is by letting us know what you need, you know? And so use that box below, and I think we are complete for today.
Ooh, yeah.
Enjoy your first love day. Happy February 1st. And we are showering you with tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of love and goodness.
Lots of it.
And we hope that you get to feel a new sensation today of what love is from a blank slate.
Indeed.
So have a great day.
Eternal love and infinite peace.